Kick it off. Lay it down.
I'm drinking.
Smack it up.
Oh, for
the intro.
Yeah, do the intro.
I just did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
He's drinking.
No,
I'm
you
drinking.
introduced yourself.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
That's it. That's all you did.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna.
That's all you're gonna get?
What'd you click on?
You're so mean about it. So mean.
They're all looking for the BlueMilk Podcast, and they ended up at the BlueMilk Podcast.
Dang it.
It's true, because
Sorry
there
to
is
disappoint
BlueMilk
you.
Yeah.
Could that be our spin-off, the BlueMilk Podcast? And it's just, I don't know.
Just Jacob by himself.
It's just us still.
He's just stirring a glass of milk,
For 40 minutes.
turning it green. Yeah, it's just on.
It's that, like,
looping.
that sound, you know how, like, what is it called? It's, I can't think of it.
I don't know why he's asking me.
I don't know either.
Maybe, like, any of you. It was, like, the sound, EBR, EV.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
ESP, I don't know.
Yeah, Asper. Or
Asperger's disease. What?
Yeah, totally. No, it's called something else, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like that that ear-pleasing stuff. Anyways.
Ear
Season
pleasing.
finale. The green milk becomes green cheese.
Welcome to the BlueMilk Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything Star Wars related, among other shit. Because you never know what we're gonna start off talking about.
What? True.
Yeah.
Story.
So, introduction. I'm drinking.
I'm Russ.
Again.
DJ.
Again.
Matt.
Again. I'm Jacob.
So we have a couple of returning guests. Here's
Again.
Russ
Again.
and Matt.
Again.
I need a fucking roll of duct tape.
Again.
It's right there.
Perfect. All right, asshole.
What's going to be really fun is with your facial hair.
Oh, yes! So, anybody topics?
I have a topic.
Russ has a topic.
What you got? That was really well done.
Not canned
Very
at
well
all.
done.
I tried to enunciate and be cheesy at the same time.
Cue cards.
Winning.
Thank you.
Winning.
Today.
I thought that one of the things that I enjoy about the BlueMilk Podcast is that it's an expression of, like, a group of dudes.
Whoa, wait a minute.
This is going to get touchy-feely.
Are you
saying that you're a fan?
Are you promoting the BlueMilk Podcast on the BlueMilk Podcast?
Indirectly.
Dude.
Oh, okay.
Not
All right.
intentional.
I'm setting the tone.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Here we go.
Okay.
I'm setting the tone. But one of the things I like is the fact that it's a bunch of guys getting together and talking about something they love and they care about. And
Like cat videos.
yes,
Except green milk.
except it's Star Wars.
Okay.
And so when I think of like Star Wars, it's like what the core of Star Wars is episodes 4, 5, and 6, the original movies, and Rogue One and the new stuff. Again, 1, 2, and 3 don't count. However, a lot of my enjoyment of Star Wars comes from
The BlueMilk Podcast. We appreciate that.
the IP of Star Wars. We were just talking about the games that I organize. There's a fleet battle type game called Star Wars Armada. There's a card game called Star Wars Destiny, which is rolling dice. There's Star Wars Legos. There's books. There's, Star Wars jigsaw puzzles, if that's your thing.
Well, maybe this is the time where you promote your stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Go for it, Russ.
I am a commission painter, so if you have a miniature, or Legion, that's the current thing. I'm painting all my Legion stuff. I also do custom cards for Star Wars Destiny. And if you want to get involved in any of this, contact me on Facebook. There's a big play group in Prescott in the Arizona area that I'd be happy to put you in contact with. Back to jigsaw puzzles. See? We have someone who his love has taken him to the realm of jigsaw.
Yeah, that's just 50 pieces. I do have a
bigger one.
1,500 piece in there that I'm working on.
But yeah, like that was like my, like I get a lot of joy in my life because of Star Wars and what somebody else has done with it and taken it to that next thing. So I was wondering if you were to pick one thing in particular out of, just setting the example of it's pretty wide open here, that brings you your favorite incantation of something that's not directly the movies, for me, I'll pick one. It would have to be Star Wars Armada, because when I play that, I literally feel like I'm in Star Wars. And I'm participating in a fleet-wide conflict.
Great, now I really want to freaking play.
The Carillion conflict campaign that we played in?
Exactly.
You were Grand Admiral
Yes.
Russ.
I got to be Grand Admiral Russ, and I laid the Imperial Warhammer down on the rebel scum, and we destroyed them.
Yes, we did.
We decided the fate of the galaxy.
Yes, we did.
And it was awesome. And something with that game in particular too, where it's a game that I don't get into for the competitive aspect, because once I start doing that, I lose sort of the Star Wars feel, and it becomes at least as much about competing.
You lose objectiveness.
Yeah, and so with Armada, it's still that fun. Like I'm a kid and I'm watching, 4, 5, and 6 for the very first time. I feel that enchantment. And to a lesser extent, there's some of the books that I really get into too. But I could go on, but we're picking one. So, or if you guys have questions about it, I can go into more depth about it. It is a tabletop game, and you maneuver your fleet, and you can be the bad guys or the good guys. And
depending on your point of view,
it's subjective.
Yeah,
as to whether or not you're good or bad.
You can either
were
be the Rebel Alliance or the Imperial Empire.
And we were the good guys.
Yes, we are. We bring justice and order to the galaxy.
That's correct.
So yeah, I with my other admirals, BJ included, brought justice and order to the galaxy, and it's fun,
I got to fly an awesome interdictor. Those things are fun.
An interdictor, for those who don't know, is basically a cruiser Star Destroyer shaped ship that has gravity wells, generators built into the superstructure,
hyperspace, right?
So you can yank other ships out of hyperspace or keep rebel scum from escaping into hyperspace.
Ooh. Rebel scum.
Anyway, all right. So Russ is Armada. What about you, Mr. Matt?
It's a toss-up between the video games and the books. I like both of them quite a bit. Now, I'm not hardcore on the video games, so I'm not a MMO guy, all that stuff, but I like the original games like KOTOR and, stuff like that, Xbox games, original PC games, So I'd say probably the video games, but there's a lot of really wonderful expanded universe books that are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Forces.
Yeah, Dark Forces is a good one.
Rebel Assault.
Yep.
X-Wing.
Yep.
X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
We could go. Well,
do you realize how many images you're making me put up right now?
Yes, we do.
And once or twice a year, Steam will throw up and put all those on sale.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll put all of them on sale for it's like $20 for like.
It's not
almost all of
20.
them.
It's
Is it cheaper than that?
no. It's a little more than that because they put like the entire franchise.
But yeah, it's literally
shit.
like everything on Steam.
It's like Rebel Commandos.
It's awesome.
Like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Yep.
Like all that.
KOTOR 1 and 2.
It's all the Dark Forces games.
Of course, I had to rebuy all of them when they do that. But
Did you get
just once?
Did you do the new Battlefront series and the Battlefront 2? The most
No,
recent?
and he knows too. I've discussed this with BJ. I had it pre-ordered. That's where we talk, is when I come in and pick up my books. I pre-ordered Battlefront 2, and when all the controversy behind it came out, I immediately canceled it. And I had not the tippy top of the Legend one, but I went for the middle, the Elite one, which was like $85. And so I went and canceled my pre-order right there and then, and have not picked it up since. Now, if it ever drops down to $20 because it's tanking like everyone expected, I'll pick it up just to play the single player.
It is declining. I postponed my purchase, and then they declared that they were getting rid of the pay-to-win system.
I still just wanted to
getting it. Yeah, it's
send them a message. I still wanted to send them a message because, I mean, when they bought, Disney and they killed 1313, that really bothered me. Really bothered me. I wanted to play that game so bad.
Anyone that had heard about or seen the trailer for 1313 was just like, this could be on par with KOTOR. Like, it could be. I mean, I'm not saying beating KOTOR, but it could at least put you in the universe more than any game had since.
Yeah. I mean, also, they also
I support
canceled...
you boycotting, by the way. Like, good for you. I know I didn't...
You gotta send a message. Yeah, and I did that before, too, with another game, Call of Duty, when they, the whole controversy around Infinity Ward, and they fired everyone that created basically Call of Duty, and they said, it's Infinity Ward still, but all the guys that did it were gone. I did not buy that Call of Duty from then on. So, anyways, not to get off topic.
No, I was just because what I was talking about and what you agreed with, and also were saying, like, that was like the golden age of Star Wars games. Man.
Yeah,
that was awesome stuff. That age like gave me that I'm in the universe feeling. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what makes Star Wars awesome for me, is because I love it, and then like there's this stuff that I can get involved with that puts me in the setting, and I get to re-experience it in a new and different way.
Feel like you're actually part of it.
Yeah. Instead of just playing a character,
right?
You're in it.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah.
It's the video games for me, man. Video games, hands down. KOTOR.
Which one's KOTOR? Your big guy?
KOTOR and Dark Forces franchise.
Yep.
Like, I love the Kyle Katarn story. And Dark Forces 1, Dark Forces 2.
Yes.
Jedi Knight 2.
I wish they would take Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors and make them canon.
Again.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Would be nice. That would be really nice. Because, like, that whole franchise, like, and then Tor, the Old Republic, as well, the MMO.
Yeah, the MMO was good.
I like a lot of. So it's not the best as an MMO, but if they had made it into like KOTOR 3. Oh no, you're good. You're good. Gravity is pushing on you a little too strong.
Stop! You're breaking my couch.
Asshole.
Anyway, the MMO.
But the MMO, it doesn't really do so great as an MMO. If it had just been made as a single player game with the amount of story that they put into it, it would have.
It was a lot grindy too.
Yeah, it would have been perfect, I think, as a single player kind of experience if they'd just taken all the story that they put into it and just put it into a single player experience.
That I think that would because they did a lot.
Is that the Old Republic MMO?
Yeah, the Old Republic.
Because I was going to say I never played that one, but I played the original.
The Old Republic.
I played the original, the Star Wars Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Galaxy was amazing.
I freaking loved Galaxy until they screwed it up.
To me and you, we are on the
man.
Oh my
loved it. It was
Galaxies
incredible.
Was amazing.
It literally made me feel like I was living in the Star Wars universe.
I legitimately was like when I bought a house.
I did not sleep.
So Galaxies,
it was more of a sandbox, wasn't it?
Galaxies was absolute sandbox. It didn't have classes. It had player housing right off the bat, and literally it was like they had like 8 or 9 planets or something like that in the beginning,
at least,
and all of them had like terrain where you could place houses.
Yeah.
So literally, it was like when I bought my first house, I was like, I know exactly where I'm putting it, and I put it right outside of the city limits of the city of Kadar on Naboo. And the reason I did that was I put it on a beach, and I had a beachfront mansion on the beach next to the city of Kadar in Naboo, and I put it on Naboo because I was Imperial, and that's where the Imperial, that's where the Emperor's
ship Palpatine.
Well, that's where Palpatine's his house is, like the Emperor's retreat is what it's referred to as. And his whole house was there, and you could go see Vader there and everything like that. I joined a clan because back then, when it first started, joining clans helped you level up faster because you had to grind big time. Well, it wasn't. It depends on what you were doing.
Well, yeah, it depends. We were all trying to get to be able to do Jedi. Because it was really hard to become a Jedi back then.
Okay, dude, no. But in the beginning, Jedi didn't even fucking exist.
No, it didn't exist at all. But they added it later.
Jedi in the beginning,
so we were grinding, trying to get into it. So I joined a clan, and the clan I joined was so big, they had their own town outside of It was so big. Well, there was hundreds of homes and stuff.
That's awesome.
There was nothing there until they built it.
And eventually they actually added legit player cities where they added politician as a
mayors profession. And
you could level up that, and the higher ranks you were in the politician profession allowed you to get make it to where your city had starports and legitimate access to the map, so you could actually post stuff on the world map that other players can see, because your city was so big and actually developed, and there was a tax to live in the city, so the city was bringing its own funds so that it could pay for stuff.
Oh, so why is this game not?
It's like Star Wars Sims.
It was kind of.
They need to remake.
It was super sandbox, and then they, World of Warcraft came on, and
World of Warcraft killed it.
Came on, and then they wanted to be like World of Warcraft and changed and X-nayed everything, and that's when everybody left.
It used to,
and it collapsed.
Command and Conquer did the same shit.
Yeah.
It used to.
So StarCraft.
So StarCraft, yeah.
Eve is very techy. Eve is fun, but Eve is rough. But no, they have bounty hunters.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was cool.
The bounty hunters were amazing because literally other players could actually set up bounties against other players and put them in console and put them in bounty hunter boards that bounty hunters could go to, find a bounty and be like, all right, I'll do that. And then they'd have to go find the person and then just
collect the bounty.
Kill them, and then they would get the bounty.
I like it.
Now, Dirk's not going to like this next part because he's going to have to go look stuff up. But there is.
I have to look stuff up every fucking episode.
There is a large contingency of people that are more passionate than BJI about this game. Mm-hmm. And about 5 or 6, 7 years ago, they all got together and reverse engineered the original code from the CD and started their own servers.
They reversed out they reversed the
whole thing. Yeah, and they took it all out. Yeah. And it's like how we used to play it.
Yeah.
And they have servers going now, and you can go and download it. All you have to do is find an original CD to install it on your computer.
Actually, you don't even have to do that.
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
You can download, because the game's so old that it's actually an open. So you could just go online, download the images.
I'll find a link if I can.
Yeah, and then you go to the Star Wars Galaxy emulation. It's SWG EMU. EMU.
EMU, buddy.
There's a big Facebook community. I'll send you the Facebook link.
Yeah, that'd be
all right. Cool.
And, but there weren't any classes in it. It was all skill based.
Send it to our Facebook.
Yeah, I'll put it on your guys' Facebook page.
We'll send it out.
Yeah, that'll work.
Boom.
Because, yeah, it's...
Boom shakalaka.
I haven't gotten back into it because I'm afraid to. Because I'm too busy. And I know, I don't sleep now. I would just... Oh, no, it'd be so bad.
You talk about joining that big guild. I ran a bar and grill. So this is before
on the dark side.
No. It was the.
We'll have to do it.
No, my bar and grill's name was the Red Nexus Bar and Grill.
No. We're gonna have to go in as the BlueMilk Podcast and start up on the dark side on the Galaxy server.
So what I did was, this was before Player Cities even existed. This is when the player housing was around.
Yeah, it was just us. Yeah.
But the only way to actually heal mental, there were mental wounds and physical wounds. Mental wounds, the only way you could actually heal them was...
I saw Anakin.
Yeah. The only way to heal those was through a musician or or dancer or something like that, because those were professions. Yeah, no, they had those.
Nice.
And there were players that would just sit in the cantina and just dance and entertain, and that was what they did. They got tipped and they got paid to do it. Well,
the only way to heal mental
wounds was in a cantina. That was the only way to heal mental wounds. Like if you in physical wounds, you had to go to a hospital and you had to go see a player doctor, and they would heal your physical wounds.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this.
So what I did was I just went. This was before player housing. You could actually have a bar in your house. But I walked into the city and I walked into the bar and there was really no one around. So I just walked behind the counter and then
and became the bartender.
Well, you could become a bartender because they had all the skills. You can make drinks and food and everything.
So you took over?
Yeah, I just walked behind the counter, set up a macro, and then just started making drinks. It got so prevalent on my planet that I actually had deals and connections with all of the other major... I had a guy there was an interior designer, legit, inside the game. He built houses, and then he built all the decorations for the interior of the house, and then would charge people to, he would put their house down, and then he would charge people to go into their house and design it exactly how they wanted, because he had all the controls and all the materials and everything to do it. He was one of the best ones in the galaxy on my server, and I had connections with
the galaxy on my server.
Yeah, on my server. And
There's a sad statement there.
It was a sad statement. But I had connections with him, and then I also had connections with one of the best armor and weapon crafters on the planet. And they would just I wouldn't actually have to go out and get materials for my cooking or anything. They would just come to me and they'd be like, "Here, let me give you this," and I'd be like, "Cool. If anyone needs anything, I'll send them your way." And I did that. Eventually,
so you were woo her.
I was legitimate. I want to say I was almost like Java.
I was going to say, it sounds like you had your own black market going on.
I did, because I hired a couple of dancers and musicians, so they would always be in my bar. I hired a cook to cook actual food, which was the bar, because I just did drinks.
Nice.
And then I hired a cook, and all she did was cook. And then she would drop off food, and then I'd, make up the menu, the macro and everything like that, spam it, people would come in. I'd have conversations, people would ask, well, where do I go to get some weapons or something like that? Because this is before you had, player cities where people could just post on the world map. So it'd be where can I go for this? And so I'd tell them, hit up this place. It would be some person that would, just needed something or another, and I would send them that way.
So you're living out your lifelong dream of being a pimp.
Not necessarily, but just an in-between bartender. I had connections with everyone, and I knew doctors, and they would always, and I'd be like, if you need a doctor, I know a guy, and I'd send them to the guy.
Here's a Jew.
Not just a Jew. Not just a Jew, sir.
Or he's the
connections with everything.
Well-connected Jew.
From Shawshank Redemption, you're the Morgan Freeman character.
Yes.
You're the guy that can get things.
No, I was, and I didn't get things, but I sent people to other places to go get things. So they needed weapons and armor. I'd be like, go talk to this guy. I know a guy that can get you a house, so I sent him over here, and they'd get a house. And then they would show there were people that would come in, and they would just be like, here's your supplies for a while, and I'd just use it to make all sorts
Italian
of stuff.
mob over here.
Yeah,
that's what it felt
like. Okay, I know a guy.
I think we clearly identified your favorite?
BJ's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Galaxies was my all-time favorite, man. I played the shit out of that game. I was a sniper. I also side jobbed as a sniper. I'd go out and
bartender sniper.
Yeah, I was.
So definitely the mafia, because I mean,
Jewish Italian mob. Sniper bartender.
I got most of my stuff for free. So I had a really high quality armor and sniper rifle. I had a pet. They gave me a genetically engineered rock beetle, because genetic engineering was actually a profession you could be in that game.
I wanted a Rancor so bad.
You could never get a Rancor.
They never would let you get a Rancor. No. They didn't enable it in the game.
You could definitely go out and fight Rancors, though.
I got that lizard thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi had in episode 2. I had one of those. I rode that around everywhere.
Yeah, you could do that. I really like the fact that you could get an ATST as a mount.
Yeah, that was cool.
They added that.
Yeah, they added that later on.
Right. Anyway, okay, that was mine.
No, you go.
Go ahead.
Go. We're going in line.
No, we didn't.
Kind of. Boom, boom,
so
boom, boom.
Go. It's your turn.
Okay, so my thing is it's just gonna be Legos. I absolutely love Star Wars Legos. Back in middle school, I was probably very obsessed with them. I had the ATTE.
So like 5 years ago.
The ATTE, I had the full ATTE. I had a Star Destroyer and everything like that. I had my own custom Darth Revan that was never released or anything. I bought it on eBay. It took me a month for them to send it to me, but I got it. It was $15. I had Darth Revan as a character, and he had
pieces.
No, it was just a regular Lego minifigure and everything.
Oh, just the figure?
Yeah, it was just
so it was one piece. Well, 2 if you took off the head.
Yeah, anyways, he had a purple lightsaber, red lightsaber, and everything, and he rode the only Tauntaun I had, and that was his mount. He rode a Tauntaun.
And that explained a lot about you and Tauntauns.
And I had maybe like 50.
Jacob rode a Tauntaun too.
I maybe probably had like 50 or 60 stormtroopers. Or stormtroopers. Wow.
Damn.
Clone troopers. Yeah. I had a lot. I made my own stories. I was able to create my own Star Wars adventures and my own wars, because Darth Revan and Darth Vader did not get along, because they wanted to be both like the greatest Sith ever. So they just went to war at each other. And of course I had other Lego pieces, because you can do that with Legos. So I had like the Lego, what do you call it? The police station and everything. That was like Darth Vader's headquarters. And then the Revan, he had like the rebels. He somehow got the rebels to help him out, because I just collected pretty much everything Legos back then. But yeah, Darth Revan, he had the rebels and everything, and they would just literally just be mass chaos. And literally we had like a spare bedroom, and that was my Lego room. I would just take an entire room and just make it all Legos. Yeah.
I've gotten back into collecting Legos for Star Wars too. I probably have about 10 sets.
Yeah. They're expensive now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
They went up since I was a kid.
I pick and choose. You know, I've got Poe's X-Wing. Yeah. And that was about as expensive as I want to go.
Yeah.
Like what else? But I've got like the Scarif, Battle of Scarif playset, and then I've got a small like Hoth playset. Yeah. And I've just got like everybody else is sort of like on one end and the other, and everybody's fighting. Mm-hmm. And then up above my display area is all my Armada stuff.
Yeah, I had the
I'd like to play Armada with some of the Lego starships that they got. Try to go to scale with that, eh?
You'd finally get the Super Star Destroyer in there.
Yeah, you would.
When we were in Vegas, I bought the Luke's airspeeder. You know, that orangey maroon thing that...
Oh, that he has in episode 4?
Yeah. That he rides around in the Dune Sea. Mm-hmm. Like, we could put that in Legion.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be awesome. Just have all sorts of like custom Lego figs running around in Legion. That'd be good.
They had one of like
they're about the same time.
I had probably like 3 or 4 speeder bikes from like, one was from like an endorse set, the other 2 were from Hoth. And then I would also have like the Rebel turret that they had from Hoth. everything that can like rotate, like the 360 and everything. I had that. That was on Darth Revan's team and everything like that. And then I also had like the Knight set from LEGOS, and that would be like another headquarters. It'd be a separate faction. So yeah, I created my own adventures with Star Wars and all that stuff. Made no sense whatsoever, but it was a fun time.
But it took you to that place.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You were in Star Wars.
Because I didn't have internet when I was growing up, so I had LEGOS. I was still an indoor kid.
I didn't have internet when I was growing up.
I didn't have internet when I was growing up either.
Well, when you think of my age, you kind of like expect that.
You grew up in the age of
I grew up with internet, but I didn't have internet until I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't have cable until I was like maybe like 4th or 5th grade or something like that. So I never really grew up with like Nickelodeon or anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a weird person when it comes to growing up. So yeah, LEGOS.
No discussion there.
Yeah. We're all in agreement. All right.
Dirk?
It's just going to sound like a corny plug.
No, go for it.
The BlueMilk Podcast.
Oh.
If it wasn't...
That's sweet.
That's what I said. No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No,
that's exactly what we need.
Seriously. I grew up with the movies. I mean, you guys already know the history and everything. But since we started this, and because of all the shit you guys come up with, new guests and you and Tyler, if you're still out there, all the stuff you guys come up with, I have to go back and do fact-checking on all this shit. So I start getting into more and more of the background on Star Wars, the legacy stuff, the canon stuff, getting more into Revan's history and reading the books, the Bane trilogy, getting that side of things. Other books that have been recommended by you, and I'm sure you've recommended a couple.
I can.
I don't think we've ever recommended any on any comments.
No. Well,
if you haven't, you can. Not later. I'm doing my thing now. You can just say it. Just wait.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to have a moment here with
Go ahead.
everybody else's people.
I'm sorry. Pardon me.
Now it's not sweet anymore.
Yeah. Now it got bitter real fucking quick.
That's because you make it bitter.
You just soured the milk.
We're now with the green.
It's what I do.
Podcast.
And you know what? They keep coming back.
You spoiled the teat.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Oh God.
Did you see? He had to look away.
Anyway,
It's because of the sexiness. That's what it is.
so
All right.
the blue.
Anyway, because of these guys, I'm getting more into the history and stuff, and I'm liking it even more. So,
You know a lot more now than you did before the BlueMilk Podcast.
I'm aware of a lot more now than I was before. I wouldn't say I know more, but I'm aware of more.
Yeah.
There is a lot more out there than I ever imagined.
Because prior, I mean, you had read several of the books, and you'd read I mean, you've read the original Throne series, and you've seen all the movies
multiple times.
Yeah, until the BlueMilk Podcast and everything like that. So, but you weren't aware of like just how extent, like the extent of
it is
of
truly
all the
a
stuff.
whole other galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a never-ending supply of information that you can get into, and stories that can spawn off of things that you come across, things that you do research on, and that can spawn a whole other section of history that nobody's touched before. So it's really cool.
Yeah, even the smallest, most mundane character that you see for a blip has just a massive
whole fucking
backstory.
history.
Yep.
Yeah, Dendar.
Yeah.
You see Dendar in the movies, like
Dengar,
you
sorry.
mean? Yeah.
Sorry, Dengar.
I'm
sorry,
Dendar is his stupid little brother.
Dendar, yeah, there we go, his little brother. There's Bosk.
I'll leave two things there. The book you both want to read is Tales of the Bounty Hunters.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
But I'm just saying, like the whole point of that was that like you only see them for like a scene in the movie.
But there's a whole damn story behind it.
But like you look in like the legacies, you know, and you look in like the expanded universe stuff, and you see like these guys have so much story behind them. You just never know.
Well, Salacious Crumb. There's a whole story behind him.
Yep.
Jabba's little
monkey thing.
Kowakian monkey lizard. Kowakian monkey something.
Well, same thing with
That's pretty impressive.
his
I didn't know that one.
I
knew it was, but
the dancing girl.
No, well, not just the dancing girl. I'm talking about his right hand man.
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, Bib Fortuna. Like, there's a story.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of story. Like, there's a depth to him that you know you just never get. You only see him like for 5 minutes, maybe in the entire franchise.
I hope they do something. It's not going to happen, but in the Solo movie, that they do something with Boshek. You know who he is?
No,
none of us know.
He's the guy that Obi-Wan is first talking to in the Mos Eisley Cantina looking for a smuggler, and Boshek refers Obi-Wan over to Han. He's like the total 70s dude wearing a spacesuit.
I didn't know his name, but
it's Boshek.
I didn't know.
They can place it. That's cool.
Huh.
That's Boshek,
yeah,
not
what's
bullshit.
the story behind that guy?
He's another smuggler. He's in X-Wing as a crew member. And back when Decipher made the Star Wars collectible card game, that fleshed out a lot of like the crazy weird characters too, because they had a ton of different characters that you'd only like see like in the corner of a shot.
Yeah.
And I played that too, so that's definitely like added another bajillion other Star Wars items to my Star Wars knowledge.
They need to make a story involving Max Bebo.
Yes.
Dude, Rebo. Max Rebo.
Bebo.
I love
his little brother.
Honestly. It makes more sense. But Max Rebo.
There's a story about Fingrin Dan and the Modal Nose, the guys in the cantina.
Yeah, the ones with the
bits.
Yeah, the bits. There we are.
I love that robot chicken with Max Rebo.
Yeah, no, I got you.
That was so funny.
Dude, you lay it up, I lay it up, you knock it out.
Pretty much
There you go.
Robot chicken.
Yeah, robot chicken is great.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
We all know collectively too much about this.
What's wrong with that?
I like the Star Wars. I mean, the Family Guy Star Wars too. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I haven't watched that one.
I'd like them to do the new ones in it. That would be hilarious. They only did the original trilogy. It's
The nodding.
hilarious.
The nodding
Known
and
as
the
even
Jedi.
Family Guy
I
ignores
love
the
that.
prequels.
Family Guy ignored the prequels. Yeah,
they were already making
So
fun
did
of
Robot
themselves.
Chicken, didn't they?
No, they
did.
hit the prequels.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
maybe not
yeah.
like individual episodes, like.
But they
Family
did
Guy,
parts
but
of
they
it.
did parts of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, Family Guy ignored the prequels.
They should continue.
You really hate those movies,
They're
don't you?
horrible.
Which one do you hate the most?
Ooh.
It's probably a tie between 1 and 2. 3 could have been redeemed.
Mm-hmm.
There was
It couldn't.
Hear me out.
Without that line, probably would have been better.
Yeah. First, like, there's very easy things you could have done in episode 3 to make it at least a watchable or passable or decent movie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm picturing that scene and just cutting the audio.
Yeah, that's one thing.
No, that would still be bad.
No, because he did do the Force shit around it. Without that, it makes it better.
I would have rather just had a fist just clenching up and everything crushing.
Well, not just a finger.
No, just something so subtle.
Anyway,
sorry.
Do you wish to hear my argument?
Yes, sorry, Russ.
It's okay.
It's his fault.
We go off on tangents.
I know. I just get very focused. Anyway, but no. Like, second of all, like, easy thing that could be done to all the movies is get rid of the battle droids, Roger cutesy bullshit.
Roger.
Second is make the Trade Federation the Asian stereotype guys. Yeah. Make them speak an alien language instead of sounding like a bunch
Chinese?
of Asians. Like it's horrible. Like
Chinese,
like bad Asian acting.
Chinese,
yeah. and it's like it's racist in a way, But anyway, specifically on 3, you make it about the characters, not about the fucking political shit. You make it seem like Palpatine is manipulating Anakin into believing that people are going to betray him. Obi-Wan and Padme, and then...
What about the love affair between Obi-Wan and Anakin?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Bro affair. That's not political.
It's a bromance. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like,
focus more on that.
If it's Anakin being betrayed and that's what turns him to the fucking dark side, then so be it. That's cool. Like, even if Obi-Wan didn't fucking do it, how easy would it have been to make Palpatine make it seem like there was something going on between Padme and Obi-Wan, And then at the very final scene, Obi-Wan shows up in Padme's ship unbeknownst, and Palpatine see, I told you, motherfucker.
Yeah, they were banging on the way here.
Kill him. And Anakin's like, yeah, you're right. I better kill this motherfucker. And then, it's more about character instead of this stupid fucking political crap story.
We already get enough of that.
A fucking history lesson. A history that didn't need to be told. Anyway, I'm done now.
You were getting heated there.
Yeah. And actually, somebody has done some of the beginning things that I was telling you about. Yeah. The battle droid and the alien language. Someone's actually re-edited that in episode 1.
Oh, really?
It automatically makes it so much better.
You just made me have to look up something else.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you where it is. But
of course not.
Matt, you can take us out this time.
I was going to say, you want me to plug my stuff too?
Yes. Both of you.
And I can
plug
take
your
out.
Shit.
Well, he plugged his stuff when we were out there. Yeah. You can find me. I'm a full-time photographer. It's what I do for a living. It's at Hinshaw Photo everywhere. That's HINSHAW. And then I hopped on the bandwagon of doing a podcast recently, and I do it all on movies, but not video. It's audio only. Real Film Nerds.
So it's not us.
No, Real Film Nerds, and we just talk about and review movies. So, and that's REEL, not REAL.
Yeah, real, as
film
in movie real.
Yeah. That's all I got. And so,
that's it.
Like, subscribe, comment, share, follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
We're not on
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at your guys' stuff.
Yeah.
We're not on Instagram.
No.
You're not on Instagram? No, I'm plugging you guys.
He's taking us out.
Yeah.
Where are you taking us?
To a galaxy far, far away.
To a galaxy far, far away.
And we'll see a land of pure imagination.
The only Willy Wonka I truly enjoy is the first one. The original.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder. Yep.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder.
The remake was terrible.
Awful. And Blazing Saddles. That's another good one. That's another quality.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. We'll just keep talking. See you next time. We're going to talk about movies.
Come to the dark side.